Let's not do that. Guys, come on. Grow up.
So we'll let him decide. He muted himself, so we're going to wait until he unmutes himself. Why don't you just stop muting yourself? I'm ready for you to just start sneezing and coughing and wheezing into the microphone.
I always have myself muted during the intro because I just do.
They hate each other now. You're welcome, Internet.
The thing.
You're welcome, corn gods.
My apologies. I was saying I don't. I mean, I guess I can do an extra half hour beyond. I guess
if you want to, you can. But here's the deal. Let's knock that out. Let's call it a win for the toe. We missed yesterday. We're going to restart the streak. I do want to say this. If you if you're from other shows and you hate our guts.
Oh, by the way, here we go. We're already starting off with the argument nobody's making, but let's this is where it gets good, folks. I just remembered. I got to do my ammo live read tonight. They're paying us a lot of money. I haven't gotten any of it yet. Royce says we got it. I just haven't gotten it. But apparently they paid us.
He muted himself, so we're going to wait until he unmutes himself. Why don't you just stop muting yourself? I'm ready for you to just start sneezing and coughing and wheezing into the microphone.
I always have myself muted during the intro because I just do. That was the thing. That's what I always. My apologies. I was saying I don't. I mean, I guess I can do an extra half hour beyond. I guess
if you want to, you can. But here's the deal. Let's knock that out. Let's call it a win for the toe. We missed yesterday. We're going to restart the streak. I do want to say this.
Here we go.
If you if you're from other shows and you hate our guts and you think I'm the worst guy ever, I'm saying this. Mods who are in YouTube, if you want to take back the chat, take it back. Plow the fucking road. Fuck these people.
It's begun. It's begun. What happened to everything? By the way, I want to point out something. This is the perfect thing about Aaron. When it was Rekieta in the barrel. Remember that? When it was Rekieta in the barrel. Remember when Nick Rekieta's kid's hair test and an ounce of cocaine and he was fucking my wife and guns and shell casings and when it was Nick, bro, what did Aaron do? What did Aaron do immediately? When he knew it was time to cash in, what did he do? This little Minnesota immediately was like, everyone's on band. Everyone's on band. Free for all. Everyone hates Nick. Everyone loves me. Right. While everyone loves me, everyone can speak open and freely. That was 1 month ago. Within 1 month, we have gone from, free speech is one of the cornerstones of a strong and prosperous to literally, we can't have too much free speech. Shut it down. Aaron was all for letting anyone say the most speculative, wild, I bet Rekieta his kids. It didn't matter. He'd let them say it and go, well, I've never saw anything like that. But I mean, whoa, if you're going to make an accusation like that, I didn't say it, but maybe he did. Who knows? Aaron was all for letting Rekieta, everyone's watching my show. Let's just pile on old Nick Rekieta. And the second show you're doing, since it's come out, that you yourself have been subjected to a protection order. This is all, I can say this legally. Aaron, you are the subject of a protection order that involves allegations that you have physically on multiple times abused your ex-wife, April. This is a protection order that you are on record as being charged for violating once already. And according to people that I was talking to on and off the air after last night's Nightwave, a lot of folks are of the opinion that you may have violated it again within very little time here. You might be getting a second charge for violating it. You're now the one getting called a degenerate piece of shit. You didn't mind when it was like, yeah, and you're a cuck, but Nick, fuck that. His kids, he should never see him again. Bury Nick under the jail. Nick he should fucking die. Not cornholing cocksuckers like fucking defended Rittenhouse. He should fucking die. You were all for it. But now, you're the one in the barrel, and now it's plow the fields. Burn it to the ground. Man, you issue Order 66 real fast, homie, huh? I mean, shit, dude. I fucking moderate my chat. I got moderators. People got to keep a certain level of decorum around here. But I certainly am in no position if it came out tomorrow that 6 months ago I was part of a protective order that a woman filed because I was hitting her allegedly. Bro, there'd be no way for me to issue an Order 66, Aaron. You know why? Because my own people would be joking about it. I would have everybody in this chat going, oh yeah, Triple N would be going, did the bitch get mouthy, cuh? FOMO would probably be in the chat going, why didn't you choke me and punch me in the face? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone would be going, did you really hit that bitch? Come on, Mersh. I won't even care if you did. There'd be plenty of people bringing it up, and I couldn't go, oh, all you people from other shows and fans? JJ goes, I would play every second of that body cam. You would have to. You'd have to. And I certainly couldn't plow the fields. It's always been the same rule. Stop spamming shit, you know? The only people that have ever been banned from here are people that keep spamming the same shit, or they get a bunch of people to come in and spam the same shit and try to derail. Look, what does that mean? Like, we don't do that gay shit. And then, like, but other than that, man, you come in. If it's my turn in the bout, bro, it would be hilarious if you saw me in a fucking, my fat gut hanging out of a wife beater shirt, fucking compression shorts on in the middle of the night, cops coming in my dark house, me asking them not to let the cats out. It'd be fucking hilarious. But like, now you're plowing the fields already. He's already good. So we're checking another box. He's striking out on everyone, which means mods are going to start nuking real fans at a crazy rate, like ED209s.
I mean, obviously the thing that came out is bullshit. Obviously.
Why is it obvious, though? In what way is it obvious? Explain that to me. On the one hand, right, like, same thing with Nick. Nick's like, hey, they say I had coke, they say I had guns, they say my kids weren't eating. That's all bullshit. All right, well, you're going to have to prove that in court, right? And they're going to have to prove it's not. Aaron, I have more reason to believe. Again, you said that anyone that says, you're going to sweep up for Nick and call everyone a bootlicker because they believe the government. I'm believing the government now. You told me to believe the government. Those were your words. You said, so you're going to tell me that all this stuff in the courts with Nick is just bullshit? Well, then we do this to you now, Aaron. Are you going to say all this stuff in the court with you is bullshit? Because on the one hand, it's you saying this is all bullshit, but you can't speak on it, and you're being very vague, and you won't name names, and you won't say anything. But on the other hand, the United States federal government, or the state at least of Minnesota via your county, decided that they saw enough probable cause that you might be a danger to your ex-wife. And they put in court records part of that evidence, the fact that you had allegations said about you that you were squeezing the life out of and headbutting your wives. It's not me, it's the government, man. I gotta trust my government. For beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. We believed it about Nick, right? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, eh?
That thing that came, anybody who knows us, I think, Johnny knew us, knows that that's bullshit. I guess he didn't get to speak on it yesterday, but I'll let him speak for himself now. I mean, we're
I've
moving.
Literally been I still don't know anything about it because I've been avoiding it because it's pissing people off. Like, people are trolling me like, what do you have to say about this? I'm like, I don't even know. I haven't looked into it. I didn't watch the show when it aired. I know nothing. I can't tell you. And that upsets them greatly. So I've been enjoying being literally the person who knows nothing about it.
So mods in YouTube, if they're going to spurg out, and if they're going to talk about this anymore, gone, banned, done. Let me tell you something. I'm moving on from something really awful. I'm moving on from something that I'm going to miss for a long time. And it's...
Here we go. This is the first one. First one of the night, guys. This is the first... That's the first cry. I'm something I really... I miss you, April. I miss headbutting you. By the way, I love how he's trying to cry now. He segued from fuck these niggas, plow the fields on these assholes, and now he's like, I just am so vulnerable right now, and I don't know if I can handle it. This nigga's, come on, man.
It's going to be tough. And I'm moving on, and I'm doing a great job, and I've got the...
He's doing such... Guys, who is... But I've been hearing that. There's one thing I keep hearing all over the internet. It's rumblings of who's done a better job of moving on than Aaron Imholt. I mean, the man is a fucking maestro at moving on. They call him the maestro of moving on.
Of some amazing people, and I'm not going to let people who the only people talking about this who are people who literally want me to kill myself.
Oh, here we go. Check another box. Hey, there it is. Suicide baiting. Suicide baiting. Add another one to the motherfucking box. JJ Stoner, do it. It. Donut Muncher, do it. Crispy Biscuit saying, do a flip. I thought you just said you were moving on so well. Jeremy goes, we got a bingo card for this guy? Yeah, it's called Kiwi Farms. It's been around for a decade. Check any thread. Eventually, all the people that end up actually killing themselves end up checking every box first. All right? I mean, this guy's speed running the lolcout thing. He is a fucking cunt hair away from writing an op-ed piece about how Joshua Moon's making him want to kill himself. It's gonna happen. Every little suicide baiting, lashing out, all of it. It's all right here.
Who literally want to try to ruin my show, try to get me to do something terrible. All the people who are white knighting and spurging over this are people who have been calling her terrible names, talking about my 10-year-old daughter. These are not good people.
I said that April's a horrible little coke whore who broke up a marriage and did a lot of drugs. She's not a good person. I don't care if you're still looking at her through rose-colored fucking cuck glasses, but I never fucked her and I never will. She was a fucking cunt. And frankly, I've never said anything about you, little girl. So I'm not in that category. I don't say shit about you kids. To quote Brock Lesnar, I don't give a shit about you kids. But I will make fun of the coke whore that broke your heart and made you just cry just now almost for a second.
They've been calling April a coke whore, while me, the person who had a terrible fight with her and addiction and all.
If the shoe fits.
All these problems that have been very public. I've been saying I hope she gets better. I hope she lives a good life.
And what a great, nice way for you to do it. But you also told us about all her coke whore stories. So we took that ball and ran with it.
All of that stuff. These are people who have been calling her terrible names for over a year, abusing her on the internet for over. You want to talk about the real abusers?
Oh, we're flipping the script, boys. I didn't abuse her. You're the ones abusing her, pal. Bro, Aaron's melting down. Aaron is melting down. This is when you've got nothing. This is when you got nothing. It's Kitty B. He was just making fun of her not too long ago. He pulled up her social media, made fun of her picture, and made fun of her. Yes. He's been a part of this.
Projecting on me. We know the relationship we had. We were both sad that it fell apart. But I will say this one final time. I've never hit a woman in my life. I've never done anything like that. So anybody in the...
I've hit women before. Here's the thing. I've been pretty open about this. I punched one big lesbian in high school because she was being mean. And I smacked a stripper one time. In the face. Because it was the only way to calm her down. I've never hit a romantic partner. I've never hit somebody I was dating, somebody I was with, somebody I lived with. I punched a lesbian in high school specifically because she was beating up a retarded kid. And nobody was doing anything. And this was like a big fat lesbian that bullied everybody named Laura. And everyone hated this. But nobody would do anything about it because nobody would hit a girl. But she was a big, scary girl. And she was pretty much just ground and pounding this hard one time, like sitting on him, beating the shit out of him. And I just like got a running start and I screamed out her name and she looked up and I just landed one in her face while I had a running start. And I just threw a haymaker as I was running and laid her the fuck out. But it was outside of school, so I didn't get in trouble for it. And then she was cool after that with me. I wouldn't say we were friends, but she was cool. And then the second time, famously, I've told this story where I smacked a stripper named Angelica in the face because she beat up one of the other strippers in the parking lot. She was beating up a customer. And then we sent our guy Big John out there, who is the Little John. That's an ironic nickname. And Little John, like all the girls respected him. And he went out and she started hitting him, punching and kicking him. She was just strung out. And then she kicked the side mirror off the fucking customer's car that we were all standing by. And I just went up and it was snowing out at the time. And I went right up to her and I don't know why. The whole situation was out of control and nobody was doing anything. And I was the manager on duty and I walked up and I smacked her in the fucking face as hard as I could. Like just open palm, smacked this bitch in her fucking face. And she immediately stopped. I'll never forget the peace I felt in that moment. She stopped. She let out a little, like one of those. Everyone fucking got silent. And it was snowing out. And it wasn't like deep snow, but it was like just enough snow that it was accumulated. So things were quieter outside. And it was like a quieter time of night on the street. And it was one of the most peaceful moments I've ever experienced in my life. Whap. And just everyone went. And it with the snow and everything, it was just one of those, you just hear a little bit of wind and you were like, oh, it's nice out. And I was like, everyone go back inside. And I was like, sir, we'll pay for your side window, because he was a regular. And I was like, John, take them back inside. And they went back inside. Everybody went back to work. Sometimes it works, man. I would never get away with that now. This was a long time ago. Holy shit, if I did that now. Woo, the thing is, Aaron, sometimes you gotta smack a bitch. You know, to quote a pimp named Slickbag, up to this point, Aaron, has not hitting a bitch gotten you the desired results? Now again, I've never laid, I can say this, I could put my hand on a Bible. I could look Jesus Christ in the eyes and say, I have never, ever laid my hands abusively on a woman ever. I've never hit I've done some shit that looks like abuse, but they're asking for it and it's during certain bedtime hours. But I've never You know what I mean? I've never been like, what did you say, bitch? Like, you don't do that. So, I mean, Aaron, look, even coming from a man who's put hands on a bitch, you know.
Great show today. A lot of fun stuff to talk about. Speaking of which, I got a beautiful letter from my daughter yesterday. My daughter and I were talking.
You just said, stop talking about your kid. People aren't allowed to, right? We're not allowed to talk about kids. Why would you bring up all this drama and dude, what is wrong with this asshole? Why is he so fucking thick? Genuinely. I need to know. I need someone's genuine opinion here. Why is Aaron so fucking stupid? Why would you go on a complete tangent? Suicide baiting, talking about all this shit that people are putting you through right now, and the internet and the pressure and this fucking allegations of and then segue right into your daughter after you just said they bring up my daughter. It's like you just said people talk about my kids. Don't talk like the John thing. Don't trash my kids. You know what happened if like somebody brought up Danny Saint's kids? There wouldn't be any tweets. I imagine there wouldn't be a spurg out on the internet. I imagine they would just see a guy with this t-shirt, except the arms were probably cut off. And you'd see him on your Ring doorbell camera. You know what I mean? And you would have to go to the door and go, hey, can I help you? And then it would just be a really tight clinch, and it's just a lean into your head and go, fuck did you say about my fucking kids? I'm not doing this on Twitter. What the fuck did you say about my fucking kids? You know what I mean? And you know what would happen? You would go, I am so fucking sorry that I ever brought up your kids. I'm sorry. You're going to say you're sorry, right? And you're going to delete all that? And you're never going to do it again, right? And you're going to serve as an example to other people for the rest of your life? Why you don't do that, huh? Right? And you're going to go, I'm going to tell everyone, no. Don't do that no more. No. You wouldn't do an entire spurg out about it on the internet, give everyone what they want, and then go, by the way, I was at my daughter's recital at, fucking Andrew Jackson High School. That's my fantasy high school that I would go to if I went to a based high school. My daughter's recital at 6685 Pine Avenue at Andrew Jackson Middle School during her recital on August 8th. What are you doing? You know what this fucking dickhead did that nobody else picked up on? I didn't even pick up on it until it was too late. This idiot was hinting about how he had a new girlfriend. How he had like slam piece, as he calls her or whatever. He had this new girlfriend. And around the same time he was hinting about the new girlfriend, he made it very publicly known that he was going to go see Colin Quinn soon. He's such a big Colin Quinn fan. Anyone that had tickets to that Colin Quinn show that gave a fuck about who Aaron Imholt was could have went to that show and gotten a picture of him and his new girlfriend. Aaron's already being so sloppy with his operational security. His OPSEC is so shit. And even I didn't think of it because I don't think about this that deeply. I don't do gay ops per se. I just don't get into the whole, let's do this. We were going to do it to Brendan Schaub, and I just remember deciding, me and Royce were like, we're not going to disrupt people's shows. Like, it's still a rude thing, But that was a moment that, like, I remember when me and the chick checked out Colin Quinn tonight, and I was like, he was talking about going to see Colin Quinn, and he was talking about his new girl. Fuck, there was no way he wasn't going to bring her. But he's going to get lazy and do something stupid, and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go see Journey or whatever next week, and he's going to hint at something, and I'm telling you guys, next time he says he's going to some show in public, you go and you find him, and you're going to find out who that fucking slam piece is.
And I like to check up on the kids every once in a while, see if they're doing okay with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked my daughter yesterday.
He's doing the crying thing. Fuck you, ban everyone in the chat. You know, my daughter, at some point. Nick Rekieta has been infinitely more stable on his live streams. Nick Tony Montana Rekieta has been infinitely more stable emotionally in his fucking streams than this lunatic. This is insane.
She was sitting down here. We just played kickball. She was sitting down here. I go, how you doing with everything? You know, everything that's going on. How are you doing? And she goes, I'm sad sometimes. And that always, as a parent, that always sucks. You hear your kids say, your kid's very young yet, but mine's...
I miss hanging out at the Rekieta's house. That house was more fun.
My oldest is 10.
They had a nicer house. They had a pool.
You know, the one...
I hate your poor person house.
On that...
I'm sad. I miss the non-poor person house. I know the kids were smelly, but they had a pool.
Patrick Melton made comments about disgusting sexual comments.
He drove a Mustang. He was so cool, Dad. Other Dad was so cool.
It's about...
Other Dad was so much better.
Yeah, that's...
not only that, a guy who sent weird, creepy messages about a 14-year-old girl, too. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to take moral indignation from someone who did fucking...
Guys, this isn't... Aaron, it's not moral indignation. We're just making fun of you because it's on record that you allegedly beat your wife, and that's funny. It's funny.
Egregious things regarding children. You want to call me a certain name? I could call him a certain name. And it's the kind of files Adobe Acrobat creates.
I really miss my SpaghettiO friends. Fucking Thumbfire says. You know, it's funny. I almost bought SpaghettiOs tonight. And I was going to go to the store. I might do it tomorrow night. If there's any Aaron content tomorrow. I was going to go buy. I just didn't feel like food shopping tonight. I decided to go out to dinner. But tomorrow I'm going to go food shopping. And I was thinking of just buying a can of fucking SpaghettiOs. Just to heat up and eat one time while we watch Aaron clips.
If you catch my drift. So anyway, again, I'm not going to take my P's and Q's and my moral things from people who like a guy like that who talks like that sexually about children. A fucking creep, a weirdo. Again, they want to call me...
What about Anthony Cumia? What about Anthony Cumia? Anyone? No. Okay, it's only because it's your kid. Yeah.
Whatever. Guy, mods.
She's getting to about Cumia's age now.
YouTube chat, get rid of them. Cast them out. We don't need them. But I asked my 10-year-old, how you doing? She goes, I miss April sometimes. This is the one who cut April's pictures out of
the one who was very, very upset about April. Yeah. The one who had the most of a bond with
her. And she said when she was good and she was around.
Why did you break up your family and introduce April to your kids so soon? Seems weird.
And she would take me shopping. We would go places together.
Sinister Charlie says, I miss Coke, Mommy.
And I really...
I miss Coke, Mommy. Forest Mommy, you might have a new nickname. Sukabliat for $5. Just says $5 for SpaghettiOs. Thank you. I'll get 7 cans. Fredo's Feathered Friend for $5. He should have stuck with the American Males arc. I know, he let us down. I booked him as a babyface too soon, and then it turned out he's fucking Shane Douglas. And he's just wholly unlikable. He tells stories like Shane Douglas too. I remember it was during ECW, I believe also, Shawn Michaels is a dick, but I forgive him. Can you clip that? Is Gravy Show around? I don't have clippers anymore. Every time I do a Shane Douglas bit, nobody ever clips it. Can somebody please go back and clip that, please? Because I don't have any. I want to start clipping Nightwave now that I pay for Twitter. That would be a good clip. Me goofing on fucking Shane Douglas. And James. I also did it. Go on.
Liked it. And I'll miss that. And we hugged, and it was nice. And I said, honey, I miss her too.
Shut up, Marge. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
And
I won't.
That shit yesterday, man. That was unfortunate. It was from 2.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's not valid. It didn't happen that way. And the people who know me know that. And the people who...
Did he just say the court order is not valid? Aaron, this is worse than what you said yesterday. This is worse than the other one. Buddy, you just used 2 words that I would never use if I were still under an active protective order. You just used 2 words that are indefensible in court. Back to back. You just said, not valid. Holy shit. I will admit I'm no lawyer, and this may just be the opinion of some drunk from Florida, but in my neck of the woods, folks around here would say, you just violated your protection order. Again! Oh, no. You didn't even resolve the first violation of your protection order charge. You said something about it was supposed to get deferred in August. You got to go to court for August for that. Now, if I were a betting man, and unfortunately for you, and unfortunately for me because of the goddamn Yankees tonight, I happen to be a wagering type of guy. Those people at the Kiwi farms you keep talking about, the ones that you go, I don't think they like me too much, but I like those guys, and I'm going to win them over with my charm. And the Kiwi casino and the pot-awful vampires you invited into your fucking house at the worst possible time. Oh, no. If I were a betting man, there's already like 7 active. Oh, and the Dabblerverse. You're involved in the Dabblerverse now. And Patrick Melton does a lot of gay shit too. So that would be probably about 7 to 10 active gay ops, all happening completely like concurrent with one another. And every single group right now, because, Aaron, this isn't the days of observing people. Oh, let's watch Ethan Ralph Meltdown and laugh about it and get our super chats. It became, let's hurt Ethan Ralph. Let's hurt his family. Same thing with all these other, let's hurt Ricada. Let's hurt all these people. You're in the world now where they hurt and now they're going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you because they get more content. They're going to get more of you melting down. You are now sucked into the riptide of Lolcow Beach. I hate to tell you. A lot of people, look, I got a lot of fucking wounds. People have taken a lot of shots at me. But nobody's ever been able to put that label on me. They've tried and failed. Many of the people that have tried and failed have themselves become labeled with that cursed fucking scarlet letter. You survive by not suicide baiting. You survive by not crying on the air. I will make an exception. I cried on the air twice when 2 people died. Dying is an acceptable time. But you can't put your shit out there. You can't open up about every new feeling you're experiencing with a new girlfriend. Every moment you're feeling manic. Like, you kid, these are all the makings of everything I told you when you still had a wife. Who told you? Admit it or don't. But who told you a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was? Do you want to keep your wife or do you want to keep your co-host? And I even gave you a background. I told you all of the things that are capable of happening to you when you start dipping your fucking toes into what is now known as the sector. I tried to help you, bud. Shit, I'm trying to help you now. But at this point, you're too deep in the shit. And I genuinely, again, I'm not a legal expert. I myself will make it very clear that the Nightwave audience, the reason I have a very niche show is, the reason I have so many people who hate me that do gay ops against me is because they were people that were here trying to do gay ops on my behalf. And we excommunicated them. I keep it tight around here. So I'm going to make it very clear right now. Anybody in here that I know of, if I can connect anyone in my community or anybody in this chat room to any gay ops furthering this thing along, you will be dead to us. You might as well sign up for a Reddit account now. You might as well sign up for the pizza fund, because that's more your speed. While I will be very, very amused when the inevitabilities happen, I certainly am not going to be a part of it. So please, any casuals, any new fans, or anybody dialing into this show right now, no. I absolutely denounce any attempts of ever involving law enforcement, CPS, etc., the state in any form, to hurt people, to trigger content. I don't like that shit. So don't do it. If it's ever found out somebody did that shit and tried to carry my banner doing it, you're fucking dead to me. But somebody's gonna do it, Aaron. It's out there. You know? I'm just pointing out that in my non-expert opinion, you absolutely just violated a court order for a second time. Just an opinion. And I think it's hilarious. And it's fun watching you cry and bring up your daughter as a troll shield while you do it. You're doing everything, Aaron. You're doing every amateur move from 2017 that this jaded crowd that is still around can see through. You're the new guy. You know, you're the guy that moved in from Iowa into an inner city school from New York City, and now you're trying to act like the Fonz to be a tough guy, and everyone's laughing behind your back. You get my point? You're the nerd now. You're the one we're laughing at. Ricada's not even the biggest dork. Ricada's the cool guy doing coke and fucking both your wives. You're now the dork everyone's laughing at. You milked it for a couple of hundred in super chats, and guess what? You had to restart your streak because you're not hitting your goal anymore because it's already petering down. It sucks. It sucks. You didn't remain consistent, and now it's the downtrend. You took the highs. This is the thing about being bipolar and being into you rode the highs, and now you're gonna ride the lows, and they're gonna take it all from you. Your slam piece, your super chats, your fucking freedom, possibly. They're gonna come for you hard. All the shit I warned you about all that time ago. I told you how dark it gets out here and how badly you need to insulate yourself and be smart. You know, Zach Frisbee brings up a good point. Maybe Aaron should be in the dunk tank. He's shameless enough to do it. And to be honest with you, if Aaron did our dunk tank, I could guarantee him more money than he makes in a fucking week on his show. I don't know about shows. Because what does he want, 300 each show? I'm not going to hit his goal. What I'm saying is what he makes. So you're doing fucking 10 shows away. We'll cover you. But if fucking Brian Shapiro won't do it, we'll get a fucking Aaron Imholt to do it. And Aaron is more shameless. Brian Shapiro's a piece of garbage, but he's just more of a scam artist criminal. Aaron's shameless. Aaron will do it not only because it'll make him a fuckload of money, but because he knows it'll be probably the most watched part of our event is the dunk tank. That's my idea, by the way, and I'm taking a piece of that. When we figure out the money side of it, I'm telling Royce, that was my idea. It's going to make us a lot of money off the, because that was my thing. If we came up with a live event, people will come out, we'll make money, but we're like, I can't charge like a disgusting amount to just try to squeeze everybody, but I got to charge enough to like make money and then pay and like I told Royce, my goal is to do a live event in Vegas where everyone gets paid, including me and Royce, for being there and doing our part. And like we just form an LLC. People do this all the time for live events. I don't care if the live event makes $0. My goal, and this is what people always do, they go, I'll do a live event and I'll make a fortune. And that's the wrong way to go about it. I want to do a live event and employ all of the people required to make it a quality event. Audio, visual, live event, seating, like staffing, you know what I mean? Making it good. But like, if we do an event and it makes $0 after taxes and paying everyone out, but like, you know what, it's an event where like 50 people will be employed and they all get paid good money, it's like, that's worth it to me. But that dunk tank will be a game changer. We could actually make some money off that and pay people more. Frozo, I'm working on it, man. I got so many emails out. Nobody's getting back to me. I don't know if they know who I am. I don't know what's going on.